Welcome to the Hilariously Discharged podcast. I got James Michael back with us on this episode.
How y'all doing?
We were supposed to do one with Jake Baker, Al, James, but it didn't work out.
It happens.
Yeah. So I got James here tonight. And
Hey.
the next one, I think I'm going to do James and Al. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Ooh.
That sounded weird.
That's all right.
I'm not doing you guys.
Yeah.
So James,
Buy us a drink first.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I think James, you were bartending the last time we did the podcast. Huh? He's our bartender here in Laughlin.
Yeah, I got promoted.
Yeah, from the stage to the bar.
Yeah. That's cool. It's good doing crowd work and for crowd work.
Do you like it? Do you like bartending?
I do. It's stress free. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and you could be funny, but they don't know you're a comic, so they don't. I'm just quibbing with them. So.
Yeah, but how does it feel like not like being in a club where you've been for 30, performing for 30 years and not going up? Like, how does that?
It doesn't matter. I never saw fame or celebrity stuff like that.
Yeah, but you still, I'm sure, have the itch for the stage. He actually featured this week, so it's not like you're not performing, but.
Yeah, but when you get up, it's just the way they treat you, like when you're behind the bar. Because you work with me backstage. I mean, back on the bar.
I do half of his job.
Yeah, as soon as they see you behind the bar, and then you go on stage, go, oh my God, another guy.
Yeah.
They already like you. I mean, it's an easier aspect, avenue to go down. I love that, kind of.
Unless you piss them off at the bar. Which,
true that, which you've done many times.
No,
I'm kidding. You haven't done that.
Yeah.
Hey, you give it like they give it.
Yeah. If they're rude to me, I'm just not going to kiss your ass, like there's no need for that.
Sure.
And sometimes I'll call them out on stage and I won't point them at, but I'll bring up the scenario that we just went through behind the bar. And then I'd say 10 times out of 10, I'll look at them and they're always like, he's right. I should not have done that.
Right.
But I don't like point, hey, asshole, you remember you?
Yeah, right. Yeah. But
Yeah.
And they know you
know.
know.
They know.
They know you know.
They always know. Because I always look
Sure.
at them just to make sure they know. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is doing jokes with people, they don't know that you're being funny or you're a comic at work here, and you say it in front of them and they're like, they stare at you. I'm like, oh my God. All right, that was rude.
Yeah.
Like some dude walked up to me and asked me for a pina colada. I said, you better off going to Pink Box. Speaking of Pink Box, what's your wife drinking? Like he just stared at me like, I'm like, oh, shit, I should have said that, dude. Oh my God, dude. That was bad. That was bad. And some other dude asked me for some real foo-foo drink. And he goes, do you have any straws? I said, yeah, they're next to the tampons. Like, I got to quit doing that, dude.
They're like, man, your bartender's
he's a dick. Yeah. But at least not like Tony Dick. Like, it's a better dick. Like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I mean, they came into a comedy club. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, you can't tell them to go F themselves or whatever like that.
I mean, people do it.
No, I don't. Yeah.
I don't think we've had a headliner or a comic really get mad at the crowd lately.
No, I wanted to, but I can't.
We didn't have any bad crowds.
No.
We had some weird hecklers that.
You know what? I couldn't even remember a bad show that I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be here. I mean, the show's as good as you give it. So
here, no,
you can get them.
Shows.
You'll get them. You got to take the time.
I did a show in California like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Why the fuck did I drive all the way out?"
I know that. It's like you're giving them 100% of yourself, and they're not giving you anything back. And you're like, "Damn it! Why did I do this job?"
Yeah, I could have chosen. I could just bartend.
Yeah. Oh, that's a tough one too.
I could make more money bartending.
You can.
What am I doing?
I don't have to impress anybody. Yeah. So, and everybody has to talk to me. So,
what do you think you're gonna do? What do you think you're gonna do after this? Bartend, comedy?
I don't know.
Just
I want to go back to Chippendales. I'm just old as shit. Yeah, it's got to be Chippendales of AARP.
Started out here.
In.
You could probably start out here.
It would kill here. Yeah, or Chunkendales.
Have Al come out and do the truffle shuffle.
Oh my God, dude. Poor Al.
Damn, I know that's 2 episodes in a row.
That's funny.
Jokes my mouth. Fuck, I'm sorry, Al.
Well, remember the old skit with Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze?
Nah.
Oh, it's a killer SNL skit. Yeah. When they both were auditioning for the same part.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Chris Farley, he was good. Patrick was Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I miss those guys. Gen X. Damn. Weird.
I know. So what? I don't know. You've been through like a lot of phases in comedy.
Yep.
30 years is a long time.
Yeah.
So when you went on,
I've rewritten my character twice. No, three times. Three times.
What was your first character?
The first one was like every other magician's ever been on stage with a tuxedo and tails and produced doves. And then I went to the.
That's when you were. You had to have been young.
Oh, I was in my teens then.
Yeah.
And then I went to the redneck. No, sorry. I went to the Bad Boy of Magic, and I wore zoot suits with a big old chain, and that's what I did on ships for years.
You should bring that. We should have you do all three of your characters in one show, dude.
I have the bits.
That would be hilarious.
Like, I retired a lot of that.
We'll do like a show.
The phases of James.
Yeah,
like 50 Shades of James.
So what we'll do is it'd be how you used to do it. You know how you used to go in between the comics, right? So you come out, you open the show with your tuxedo guy, right?
Yep.
And then you come out, and you could even wear a wig when you had hair.
I did have hair then. I had nice hair. Got a really nice hair.
That would be hilarious. And then
life is cruel.
You bring up the first comic, and then you come back out in the Bad Boy of Magic.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Yep. And then I went from that to like leather, like a biker jacket, and then I went from there. I'm like, you know what? Because I grew up in the South, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go back to my roots, just be the redneck.
Yeah,
and that's how I wrote this one. And that's it. Because I don't have to fake it.
So you never wore cowboy hats before the.
I wore them, but I never wore them on stage. I always just wore them just
out and about.
Yeah.
So that was you all along as the redneck.
It was, but
well, not the, you know what I mean.
Well, I remember going on a cruise once, and the cruise I had my cowboy hat and stuff, and he was like, "You're too hick," and I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You need to class it up for the passengers on board because they're paying money. They don't want to see some hillbilly from Kentucky or whatever." And I'm like, "All right." So I changed my look and put a suit on. But also I learned that from Sinatra too, because he always wore a suit on stage.
So how long have you been the redneck?
10 years.
Oh shit.
10 years. Started at Treasure Island in Las Vegas.
So it took you 20 years to find out who you are inside.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You think you're ever going to? You think you would ever change it again? That's a good question.
No, I wouldn't do that. It's too natural now. But it took me 20 years to learn that mistake. You have to go on stage with what you feel.
Yeah.
Because you can't lie to an audience. They could tell if you're BSing or not. So whatever's comfortable for you on stage is what's going to be comfortable for them.
That's why I'm not funny on stage now. Because that's just
well, whatever. That's funny.
No, trying to discover who I really am inside.
Right. But the thing is, like when you're on stage, you're talking about stuff that happened to you. Yeah. It's unstealable. I mean, unless you had the same job and this, you can't fake that.
Yeah.
Well, because anybody could call you out.
Yeah. Jake Baker brought up something about prison yesterday. He's like, you should really like lean into that more. He's like, because it's like informational.
Correct.
What's the term he used? He said something like, what was the term he used? He said something like it's a joke that, I don't know. It wasn't an informational joke, but it was pretty much saying like, hey, you remember that one guy? Oh yeah, he talked about the prison and you're more likely to remember a punchline or a joke when you talk about something so different.
No, you're absolutely true. Yeah. Absolutely right.
No, I don't talk about it enough, man. I really don't.
People remember you for bits.
Yeah.
Like, if you're listening to like Dangerfield, like when he goes, "I get no respect." I mean, that line is synonymous with that guy. Mm-hmm. Everybody remember. If you even do a line that's Dangerfield's, like his material was all him. So if you can write stuff that no one can like, all right, I know where that came from. Because like you and I'll hear jokes, and I go, that's a little close to this dude's joke.
Yeah. Or we've seen some that are verbatim like that.
Oh yeah.
Who said that?
Oh
who
yeah,
said
dude.
That joke.
Yeah. I've done that too.
A lot of it I've noticed we've seen through here is porn. Like I remember when you used to have to go behind a curtain. I don't know how to use that voice. I don't know.
Oh, you mean at the video store?
Yeah, like the video store.
I'm Gen X. I remember that.
I've heard that in a variation of jokes, but I've heard that a lot here.
Sure.
Or that they used to have to steal their dad's porn. I've heard that a lot here.
Well, my dad had Playboys when I was a kid. They were in the magazine rack. God bless him.
The first porn I ever seen was my grandpa's, and it wasn't a porn. It was a. You had to read it. It was like a magazine, like a 6x8 magazine. And
I'm already out.
You had to read the.
Yeah, I can't read, but did pictures at least?
The cover had a picture, but that was it.
Oh,
so then he had other ones that had pictures, and then he had VHS tapes. You know.
Yeah.
But
and my dad never had that stuff. He just had Playboys.
I remember when me and my sister first were trying, like, what is this? We put it to the VHS player and we're like, oh shit, we're not supposed to be watching this. And then we turned it off, but
that's cool. Did you stop at the same place your dad stopped it? Because you got to do that. Because
I think I was so young at that time. I was probably like real young. My sister was older, so she was the nosy one. I just kind of followed her lead.
Sure.
But when we found her, we're like, oh, that's gross. And that's my sister. I don't want to, oh, what is this? You know, and I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at. I was so young. And she's like, yeah, we're not supposed to be watching that, you know? But I remember the you had to read them, but I don't even think I could really read at the time. That's how young I was. I just remember seeing like,
sure,
what is this? I just remember her reading a line out of it. I'm like, oh my God, that's cool. Something nasty. So it's kind of funny to think about. I don't know.
I did too. My mom got Victoria's Secret catalogs when I was a kid. Those are cool.
I remember when I first learned porn, I stole a Playboy from a friend of mine because his dad had he had like a filing cabinet and just had like all of them right there. And I stole one from the back thinking that they would never notice one in the back.
Okay, that's predator level when you have an office full of porn.
He did. It was like a filing cabinet, like with the 2 shelves, and he had like collected them.
All right. Stranger danger.
So I stole a Jessica Alba one.
Ooh, she's beautiful.
And then I left it under my bathroom rug, under like the shower rug.
Genius.
And then my brother found it, told on me, and I was like, he's fucking lying. That was his. And my dad beat his ass for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, at least he's not gay.
But why would he? Now that I think about it, why would he beat her ass for fighting porn? He should be like, I'm taking it, you know?
No.
Yeah.
No, my dad never cared. You know, just want, yeah.
My dad was.
But fair enough, because, I think that's what it is back in, like.
No jerking off in my house.
No kidding, right? Who does that? Yeah.
But it's going to be a weird thing.
At least you know your boy's straight, right? Yeah. Like, damn. Like, could you imagine finding like a playgirl or something? Or like, hey, Dad, hear me out.
I don't know how I would feel. I actually got asked that question the other day. Like, how would you feel if your son was gay? Would you be mad at him? I'm like, well, I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
No.
You can't get mad at if they like whatever they like.
Right.
I don't know what I would say to him. I mean, I don't even know what I would say to him if I found a straight porn.
Like,
that's a weird conversation. Like, hey, son,
you're into that?
So am I. You know?
Hey, high five.
Father like son. You know, I don't know. Like, that's a weird topic. Or even, I was watching a TV show and they found out that the kid was jerking off or whatever. And it's like, man, how would you handle that? If you walk in and see your son jerking off?
I'm sure I've been caught by them. I don't know. But they can't be mad. I don't want that. I mean,
no, it's life. Yeah. I get it. But like, how do you handle the situation as a parent? Like,
at least I'm not getting her pregnant, right?
I think I would just act like nothing. I don't think I'd say anything because he already knows. Maybe that's a time that you would say, hey, don't fuck without a condom. I don't know.
It depends on what they're touching themselves to. If they're watching Scooby-Doo, I'm like, all right, dude, what? I got to talk about this for a minute.
Here.
Yeah. Or what are you looking at?
Change up your reading material.
Yeah. Wait, if you're beating off to books, that's intellectual. Cool. I can't do that.
Man, I don't know. That is that's going to be something
that happens. Women, that's what's funny about women. Women are like, they're visual. Like their minds create emotion in their body. I can't do it. I have to see it. Like I watch it and I get it, but I can't read a book. Like, do you know those dime store books? They sell all the smut shit with Fabio on the cover. Like they really get into that. And I was talking to women. I go, oh my God, really?
So, okay.
I don't get it.
It's just a weird thought. But you know, boys always get caught like masturbating.
Sure.
Do girls even do that as kids, or like grow through their growing?
I don't. Oh shit! I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, I'm
sure they do. But I'm sure they do, but I don't know if it's the same level as dudes.
I know as adults they do once they.
Yeah, because
that's weird.
Why have
I've never heard that question even come up.
Satisfy myself. I get them. Yeah. I don't need this guy. I got me. And this cucumber or whatever they have. I don't know. Yeah, right.
Nobody can do this.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to bring a female on the panel for this one.
Actually, we have one coming in next week. Jen Murphy's going to be here.
Oh, okay.
I think she'd be fun to have on the podcast.
She would know.
She would.
She would tell you.
Is that a weird question to ask a female though? Like, hey,
I wouldn't open with it, but I would. I mean, I'd pepper it in something.
When you're going through puberty,
yeah. Hey, how many times you masturbate? Just asking for us and the camera, and everybody's watching. But
It's a weird topic. I don't even know if I'd want to ever ask anybody that. The fact that we're even talking about it kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, but the shit you talk about anyway, who gives a shit? Well, then again, yeah. Well, you know us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know us. We'll talk about anything.
I know.
Oh, as long as I'm just here to help.
I don't even know how we got on this topic, masturbating.
Yeah,
We always
from
get
shows.
stuck on a weird topic. Oh, yeah, we got from talking about comics, talking about masturbating. Yeah.
Let's go back to evolution.
Yeah.
Like you and Al.
You know,
That was funny.
poor Al.
Monkeys.
Al got stuck on a
Right.
couple different weird topics.
Sure. How do you feel about Satan?
Yeah. He doesn't believe in Satan.
Well, I know he does.
I thought he did because he has like little devil stuff all over.
See,
So I was
that's
like-
the thing about Satan. Like Satanist people, like I'm not saying to what he is, but they don't believe in anything at all.
Yeah.
They just like what they like. I'm like, that's cool. That,
I would ask you if you believe, but I don't care.
oh, that's all right. I always have a rosary with me. So I was raised Catholic. Yep.
So when this is all said and done and you're done, do you think you're ever going to retire from it? Or do you think you have to do it till you die?
I think I am now retired from it. Like, because I'm not headlining anymore. I just want to feature or open. Yeah. Just live that life. It's such a cush gig.
Would you travel and do it, or would you want like a resident spot to do it at? Or
Oh, it's a tough one. It depends on where the residency is.
because you heard Jake saying that you were hard to follow, so I don't know if would every headliner feel that way?
It depends. But then again, damn it, when I was working at the LA Comedy Club at the Strat, Matt would put up Quinn, Rocky Del Davis, all these killers in front of me,
Yeah.
and they would smoke. And then I remember asking him once, I go, why do you do that? And he goes, if you can't follow them, you shouldn't be headlining. And I go, all right, fair enough.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then I go up and I'm that guy that he put. Like I just assumed that role this week. And I go, oh, damn. But I don't think a lot of people don't understand like that somebody like the amount of years I've had in this business, I'm walking on stage with 15 minutes of 2.5 hours of material I could write. And
How
put in that spot.
how much material have you retired?
Oh, now 2 hours, at least 2 hours
So
of
you
stuff
can
I've never
film
done.
So you can film like a whole.
Are we talking good material or like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah? Well, from shit.
So let's say if we were to do a one night show or a week show, maybe
Oh,
not
I could
here,
fill a
just
whole
somewhere
night
else,
with
right?
different
But let's
stuff, yeah.
say
I could
let's
fill
say
a night.
we filmed like a DVD or well, not DVD. You can't even do DVDs no more.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Like a Netflix special.
yeah, like we filmed like a whole like
I could do 2.5 hours, probably, with all the stuff. With again, granted, I have to find the props again, but all the stuff that I've written over the years I've done on ships. Because when we were on ships, we had to do 2 45s, different 45s, and then like a 15 welcome aboard or a 15-minute closer. So you needed that time
yeah.
to fill in. I don't know if they do now,
You-
but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it if I wanted to.
Would you ever write a new set?
No, I'm gonna have to go back with Steve Martin. When somebody asked him, I mean, you haven't changed your act in 25 years. He goes, it took me 25 years to write this. And I'm like, all right, I get it.
Would you ever come up with like a new trick at least?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
not a
yeah.
new
No,
set,
no
but like
tricks.
a new...
Yeah, tricks are but bits. It's hard to do. But I can't remember the comics that I've watched that go on stage and they go, people go, you're not doing, do this bit. And they go, no, I'm writing new stuff. Like they don't want to do, it's almost like comedy karaoke.
Yeah.
But people who are your fans, they love to see your old stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they
yeah.
remember you from. And then you don't do it and they get upset. It'd be like going to see Metallica and they don't do Enter Sandman. You're like, dude, I want to hear that talk.
Yeah, I guess if you did get to that level, I guess somebody like at my level, you have to keep writing.
Sure. But you know, they do all the pros do. They have to keep writing. But
I guess that's the world we live in now too.
But I'm of the old school when people come to watch me go, oh, I remember that bit he did. I want to hope he does it. I want to
You
have
do
a
get
bit
that.
like
Yeah,
that.
you do get a lot of them.
Because that's when you know you made it, when somebody remembers a bit.
You had people asking you this week when you're featuring, like, hey, are you going to do,
Oh, yeah.
hey, is he going to do that? I'm like, oh, no, he's not doing that.
No, I can't. Yeah, I can't do it.
You could have.
No, I could have. No, I can't do it. No, I can't do it. Yeah.
You could have at least done the box without the...
But there. Yeah, I could have done any of that stuff. I just do it. I got 15
No,
minutes, man.
Maybe it would have wowed them too much, I guess, as a feature, right? Maybe that's the...
At the end of the day, you have to remember who's following you. So leave them with some laughs and, you know.
Yeah, because I think the box would be just It's so wow. It's so
Right. It's also hard to
What the
follow a
fuck?
prop act.
Yeah.
I mean, prop acts are tough, man. I mean, I wouldn't want to follow a dog act.
No, I think the set you did this week, I think if they could just follow that energy,
the energies.
follow that wave, and just give it up for Jake.
That's what I did. I opened up. Yeah, hey, take it down. You got it.
Usually he makes crowd members disappear. Tonight he did good. I don't know. There's so many things you could just mess around. Like we mess around with each other all the time.
Sure. I think the audience likes that when they know the comics are all friends.
Sometimes I use James's jokes on stage.
You ain't lying. Yep. And I'm like, oh, I wish I remembered to say that.
I didn't do it this week, but
that's all right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We have good times though, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Another thing is like when me, you, and Jake or whoever was all the comics at the bar talking about shop work,
Yeah.
That's the true fun. Listen to like war stories and
yeah.
Hey, I should have said this, or why didn't you phrase it like this? I'm like,
and you're like, oh man, I could have said, especially when I like I do that a lot after, like I'll mess with the vets and I'll go up to I'll say something to them, and then after I'll go up to Allergy. It's like, oh my god, I should have said this after that. Oh, I should have said this.
And we're like, we concur.
Yeah.
You should have said that.
That's so much better than what you said.
But I would say a good 30 to 35% of my show was written by comics that said, hey, say this or put this here. And I'm like, oh man. So my act was built on people helping me even with tricks and stuff like, hey, put this here and move this from here to here. I'm like, okay. And I try it and shit. It just works.
Has it ever worked out better? Like better than you thought? Like, oh shit.
It always works better than I thought. I'm like, whoa, I never thought of that. And then I do, and I go, damn it. And I go, dude, thank you for telling me that because I didn't know.
You should make a t-shirt that says, I didn't write this set.
I didn't write this set, yeah. Yeah. But like even now, like all the time, man, I'll ask him, hey, do you remember that line I used to do right here? And he'll recite it, and I go, damn, I forgot where I put that in. And I'm like,
he's seen you so many times.
I know, he has. But that's what my friends are for. Because I can remember your act.
Yeah.
Like if you said, I go, okay, what bit are you in right now? And then I'll go down the list and I go, this is where you say right here. Yeah. But I can remember stuff.
Today my set was all over the place. I started off way different. And then I was like, I don't even know how to or where I'm going.
Yeah, but when you're in that void of on stage and the audience, you're just staring at people like, oh, all right. It's kind of a cool feeling to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mess up all the time, but I can catch back. I go, okay.
Well, I go through these phases where I'll drink, have a drink or whatever, we do our shots or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then when I go through these phases where I stop drinking for certain, right? That is it's a weird adjustment. I don't know how to explain it. Honestly, I feel more sharp without alcohol than I do with alcohol.
I know what you mean.
But then sometimes I feel sharper with a certain amount of alcohol, but you can never determine how you're going to feel that day.
No.
How you ate, you know what I mean? Like it's so unpredictable. I feel like no alcohol is always way more predictable than alcohol. Cause at least you know how you're going to. It's such a weird to drink and then not to drink is like such a weird.
But I've been drinking my entire life.
Yeah.
So,
but trying to stop, it's a weird.
I did stop. I've done many shows.
It's like
stone sober.
It's like
and I'll be honest, I hate them. I hate every one of them because my brain is overworking, overanalyzing stuff. I'm going to say.
Well, I do sets like this, like I did tonight, where everything's just everywhere. Like you don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going.
Right.
And then, they turn out great, but I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's a weird feeling to have.
Yeah.
I feel like my brain is just. I feel like when if I have
you're
alcohol,
sharper,
it controls
sober.
Yeah, but I feel like it controls my brain. Like my brain slows down a little bit, and I could think differently when I have alcohol.
Yeah,
but when I don't, I feel like I have all these doors open in my brain.
Sure,
and I can't close them. I don't know how to close them. I don't know where
I can close them.
Yeah, and they're just open. I'm like, oh, squirrel.
Yeah. ADD.
Yeah.
No, I completely get that.
Probably should take medicine.
I just when you have a couple shots and you go on stage, like
you're a little more loose.
I don't care. Like I'm hanging out in my living room.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And then I hear everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's a bad. Somebody heckles.
What'd you say?
Yeah. But I don't get angry with any of that stuff. I think I'm sharper. Like not even sharper because when you're not drinking, that's when you're keen.
Because I don't know if I'm sharper with or without. I don't know. It's definitely just different.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like, we're here every freaking night almost. So I'm trying to like cut back on like, I don't know, most of the week. And then maybe Friday, Saturday, drink
And then
a bit or something.
a lot of people, when you're drinking, you get looser and you start cussing more. I don't do that, thank God, but my act wasn't written that way. But then some people just get, they don't read the audience better.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep pushing. I'm like,
well, especially here.
Don't do that.
It's wintertime here. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 2 weeks you've had good crowds, but the couple weeks before that, it was
sure.
If you say fuck, they're like, oh, he said fuck.
I say it, but it's under my breath, and it's in the punchline of a joke.
Yeah,
the way like
you're not
would use it.
You're not really like cussing,
no, I'm not verbal. Yeah, that vulgar.
There you go. You're not vulgar. You said at all. Not at all.
No, and you just gotta know your room.
Yeah,
know your audience.
Well, this room is.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. But this is all I've learned. Chest. I've had 20 years of preparation for this from cruise ships.
Yeah.
Because
I'm sure
they were all. Yeah. But then again, when I was a kid, when I was working ships, I was 20. I was like, when I walked on stage, I was like the boy next door. Like, oh, bless his heart, he's like a grandkid. So I got away with a lot because of that.
Hey, Grandpa.
Yeah, but like nowadays, I'm 50. No, I'm that guy.
I'm gonna try that next week. Hey, Grandpa, how you doing?
Yeah. See how that goes.
I think I'm actually very subtle with calling them old.
No, I think the super senior line's funny.
That is a good line.
That's a good line.
Well, I had to work on that just because the crowds we were getting in here. I was, man, I got to write a joke to connect with these people.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually a great way to connect with them because they're like, he's right.
But even still, the majority of them are like our parents' age.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, it's weird. We're for kids, like teenagers and early 20s. They sit and like stare at you like, dude, and like, we invented everything you guys have. So you're welcome.
We get people here in the era of the draft.
Oh yeah. That's old school.
Yeah. It's funny when I ask the vets, like, oh, when did you join the military? Oh, well, I didn't get drafted. So I'm like, so why didn't you like sign up? Like, oh, no.
Yeah. You didn't get drafted.
You couldn't have a draft now. There's no way. I think we'd have a civil war. I don't think they'd let me back in.
I'll go to either.
I'm a disabled vet, so I don't think that they would let me back in.
Oh, I mean, mentally or physically?
Well, maybe both.
Okay.
Or mental.
Fair enough.
No, I'm kidding.
Don't cry, dude. It's cool. It's all good.
No, I don't know how that would work if we came down to having a draft. They'd probably let people back in. They'd have to.
Yeah, but what
if the shit hit the fan?
What were they cut off?
I don't know. What was the cutoff in Vietnam?
Was it 18? No,
it was an 18-year-old draft
to get it. No, well, if you were 18, you could.
Serve. What was the oldest?
Oh, I don't know.
The last draft that we had. What was the oldest they drafted?
Is he going to tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but what if
the maximum draft age was 26 years old? However,
oh my God.
Older individuals up to 30 years old were occasionally drafted if they were prior military training or specific skills needed by the armed forces.
Okay, so let's say for sake of argument, I'm 50 years old. I'm in good shape.
But imagine, hold on.
I can fight.
Imagine if you enlisted, right? You did your time and then you missed the war. And now they're doing a draft and you feel like, oh man, I'm glad I'm out. I got to go back. Like, hey, you got prior military service. You're coming back in.
I would have to know.
And you don't have a choice.
Well, what are we fighting for? I need to hear that story.
Well, you can't. You couldn't say no at a draft, right?
No, I don't think. Well, I don't. I was my dad's age. I don't know. I wasn't born yet.
That's a good question to ask again.
I was born in 74. So,
what happens if you refused to be drafted?
You moved to Canada.
If you refused the draft and moved to, it said move to another country.
See, yeah, I wasn't making that up.
You could have faced up to 5 years prison time. Fling to another country. That's literally on here.
Really?
Yeah. Imagine being drafted. I'm going to Canada.
Right.
Damn.
Well, I know there had to be a lot of people who did that. My dad missed it, so he didn't get called.
That's another good question to ask.
Yep. He got lucky. He would have won. That was perfect time for him.
How many people fled the country when they were drafted?
How many?
Holy shit.
What? The population was wiped out?
It's way more than you think. Estimates suggest that between 30,000 and 100,000 American men left the country to avoid being drafted during
Wow.
with many seeking refuge to Canada.
Yep.
The exact number is difficult to estimate due
I'm
to
not
the
making that up.
nature of the draft. Dude, that's a lot of dudes. They're like, fuck that.
I would do that just to avoid featuring for you guys.
Holy shit, dude. I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, a couple thousand maybe, but
You need to talk to John about that.
30,000 to 100,000 said, fuck that. I'm too much of a pussy to join.
It may not have been that. They might have had a
No, but people that got drafted, they did it, you know, or some people didn't even come back.
no choice.
You know what I mean? But they did it. They were like, all right, I got drafted. I'm going to do this. I'm going to man up and take my responsibility to my country, whatever. But that's a lot of people that.
Okay. Yeah, but what if like,
How many of them came back? How many of them are here now?
I don't know. I have no idea. But you're fighting a war that you didn't start.
I know. I get it.
But could you imagine though, if like politicians say, listen, before I go to war, I'm going first.
Oh,
you want to follow me? Let's go. And I would respect you so much more. Like, oh, I'm going to fight. Okay.
Then
go
again,
ahead.
all our politicians are
Right. Yeah, they're not going to.
old as fuck.
Well, we had some that really did, but you know, Kennedy did.
That's crazy.
But like, you're starting a war and you're going to, all these kids that come with you and like, dude, get in there. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I would be more engaged to go with somebody's going in. I mean, I don't know if that's bad or good, but dude, I'm like, all right, cool.
Lead by example.
He's going to the front line. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Fighting's tough. It doesn't matter if it's war or just fighting.
You get a lot of fights in your 30 years of comedy?
Tons.
After shows or just in life?
After shows. I've had a couple fights after bar shows.
You're fighting in your skirt?
No, I didn't do that bit then. Because that mostly got me into fights. Yeah. No. They're just hecklers and stuff like that. Or the most thing was dealing with crowd work with women and their boyfriends right next to them. And you have to play that angle. Yeah, that was tough. But I learned from a lot of pros about that stuff.
Yeah.
About how to, don't phrase it like this, say it like this, so you don't look like a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
that's always a tough one.
You won't get punched in the face if you say it like this, James.
Oh, my buddy told me stories where he got hit for saying stuff, and it wasn't even bad. I'm like, oh.
Well, I had a guy pull a knife on stage.
That's wild.
It was a fun bar show. It was actually a really, really fun bar show. It was a small little spot, and there was this. I'm not going to say the names of the clubs or anything, but there was a club that
What's it rhyme with?
There was a club affiliated with a bigger club, and they were like under them, and that was like their
umbrella
bar, and they were cool. I'd make fun of them, talk shit to them all the time. They would come. I think we did like once a month, sometimes twice a month on Wednesday, and talk shit. But there was this one guy that just got out of jail, and I used to talk more about prison at the time, so they knew I worked in a prison, and he found out that I worked there, and he just kept saying I was going to be ass up, face down after the show.
Oh.
And just kept repeating it. And then he was like ruining the show. So finally I had to tell him, hey man, shut up or you're going to be ass up, face down after the show. Because he just got out and he wanted to be a tough guy or whatever whatever happened.
Sure.
And then, so he gets mad at me and I think he tried to rush the stage.
It's always one guy.
They kicked him out. And then I guess some people that were affiliated with the bigger club were there, and they told me that I need to apologize to their friend. I think the reason why he really got mad is because I said, he's like, fuck you. I was like, all right, well then your girl will be asked up face down off the show. That's when he got mad. I shouldn't have said that. I mean, I know that now. But at the end of the day, you're at a comedy show, you're being disrupted. Shut the fuck.
How young were you in the industry?
2 years, a year, 2 years. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't even.
Hey, we've all done those.
I shouldn't even been talking shit to the crowd because it was like not even. Now that I look back, a lot of the stuff that I said.
Why are you crowd working?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was not good.
But the problem is with comedy, you have to learn that
Yeah.
to understand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I'll see stuff on stage. I go, oh, but I don't show emotion to it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that. And I buffer it with something else, but you have the ability to tag another line in to go, oh, okay, they're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. All right. No, but that's hard to do, man.
Yeah.
Super hard.
But that it got a lot worse than that. The cops got called.
Oh, shit.
Had to pull my gun.
Ah,
That's why the cops got called.
Okay.
It just got crazy. I'm not even going to tell the whole story. It's just, I think I might
A
have
shootout at a comedy club.
Yeah, almost, dude. It was pretty intense, man. This is actually the last conversation I had with my dad was talking to him
you'd
about
be less likely to heckle if you got
what
shot,
happened.
right? Could you imagine if somebody beat the shit out of somebody who heckled? I don't think anybody would heckle after that. So you threw somebody a beating?
Well, my thing is, like, I mean, I almost shot a dude over fucking something. At the end of the day, I guess I could have, now that I look back, like, it was my fault. I could have not said that. I mean, yeah, he acted everything escalated so quickly because of him, right? But, I mean, I almost shot a dude over a joke, man. It actually messed me up for about I didn't do crowd work. I didn't even talk to the crowd for, I'd say 2, maybe 3 years. I didn't even talk to the crowd because I had that weird, like, I guess like PTSD from that moment, you know? Even sometimes now I'll get like a little bit like, I'm going to bail.
Remember the integrity of the show. Just let it go.
But I was so.
Let the headliner deal with it.
I was young.
I know you were young. Yeah, clearly. You
in
said
life, not even comedy. I was just in life. And I was a firecracker. I was just like, let's fight, bitch.
No. Sometimes you got to jump on a grenade for people. Shit. Let them take
not
it down.
Literally. Don't.
Yeah, right.
Don't die over a joke, man. But, all right, well, it's a good.
I know. Somebody threw a beer at me once on stage. It was a draft. I dodged it. Get the call back I just made? All right. Cool.
I did.
That's so stupid.
That was
I love dumb stuff.
That was really dumb.
I know. It's not even my joke. I think that joke was written about Clinton. That's how old that joke is.
I don't even.
Yeah. And I used to do this bit where I pull a knife on stage and say, I bought this at Lorena Bobbitt's garage sale. Don't laugh. It was half off. It's so stupid. But every once in a while, I'll throw it in on stage here just to see who laughs at it. And I go, there's my Gen Xers right there. Yeah. If you get that reference, all right, that's cool. I love stuff like that.
Well, you guys, I think that's a good place to walk away from the podcast.
No, hell no. I'm going to get naked in a minute. So anyway.
All right, I'm going to leave.
All right. What'd I say? All right.
I was in the corner. He came in.
I'm James.
A couple minutes ago.
Good hanging with you guys.
He's about to see James get naked.
Oh, shit. Here.
Uh-oh, here he comes.
Talking to the mic. There he is.
Hey, we were just talking about your 2 gallons or your 2 buckets of cum, Al.
I'm glad we didn't have to talk about that tonight. Damn. Yeah.
You did come up again on accident.
Your podcasts keep you
Not
dirtier
that.
and dirtier.
It was just you doing a truffle shuffle. But whatever, we'll talk about that next episode.
Truffle shuffle. That's a Goonies reference for my Gen Xers.
Come do it.
Yeah.
Oh, he did it for us.
Oh, dude.
Come on.
It's weird. All right. And on that, mic drop.
All right, guys. Well, add James on Instagram. Redneck Magician?
Yeah.
Yeah. See you guys next time. I wish I made a noise like Jake did earlier.
Ah!
Left, left, right, left. Left, left, right, left. I don't know my right and left. I don't know my right from left. Left, left, right, left. Left, left, right, left. Keep.